What's good, y'all? This is my X-1 ORCUST Gemini list. So went to locals. It was maybe it was 5 rounds. Went 4-1. Gemini ORCUST. Strength of the deck is really its ability to go first and second. It's really versatile. So you can really play around with it. One loss, one game. I could have gone undefeated, but I lost the game because I forgot to side in my time options. Completely forgot. So, lost in time, unfortunately, because I paid life points for the Phantom Quartz, and I didn't need to, but hey, simple mistake, still learn the deck. Yeah, it's pretty powerful. Has a really good matchup against Ryzeal and Gem Knights. Gem Knights have a good matchup against the Malice boards, so it's good at deconstructing a board. It's good in the grind game. It's good at building a board for sure. Only glaring weakness is, you kind of want to see. It's a big 2-card combo deck. You can 1-card combo. Most definitely, you can definitely 1-card combo, but you'd rather see both your ORCUST and your Gem Knight starters. And everything's highly searchable still too. But let's get into the profile. We play 3 Girsu, mandatory. 3 Harp, also mandatory. 1 of each of the extras. Reasoning for playing the only 6 ORCUST starters because 1, they're the only 6 ORCUST starters, so that can get out the way. Harp is more versatile. If you open Harp and on a Gem Knight card, you don't have to normal summon the Harp. You just pitch it and then you can get to ORCUST stuff. This is really good for breaking boards. You go into Gala, and then you go into Gala to bait on negate. If they don't bait anything, you go into Girsu. You can still do stuff. Like, really good board breaker. And it starts your plays. This card does it all. Still on the 1 symbol. Still no return, no wand, no nightmare. They're just waste cards. They're just redundant. Good. I'll say that in a grindier setting, they're really good. But this is not a grind deck. This deck puts out a lot of damage really quickly, so you don't really need to go into the grind game. If you do happen to go into a grind game, you have infinite ways to recycle. So not really tripping over that. And also a board breaker, honorary board breaker. We play for the Gem Knight package, 3 Nephirim, 3 Dispersion, 2 Hollow Core, 1 Quartz, 1 terrible card, brilliant Gem Knight. So, no explanation here. I explained in my last list. You open any of these 6, Girsu and Nephirim, Girsu and Dispersion, Harp and Nephirim, Harp and Dispersion, Harp and Girsu, really. You get like an infinite amount of gas. You can do some crazy stuff with that. It's pretty self-explanatory. 2 Hollow Core that hasn't changed since the last list. None of the Gem Knight package has changed, except that Quartz is now a 1-card. Quartz and Brilliant Fusion, as well as any of the Searchers, are now a 1-card OTK. If you have the search effect still active for, if you bait it, by the time you bait out the negates, if you are able to search Quartz or Brilliant Fusion, or use the second effect of Dispersion along with the effect of Quartz, then you have OTK. If you can get into Dispersion, you have OTK this game, as long as there are no interruptions. That's what the rest of your hand's for. But yeah, these 2, they break boards super easily. They output a lot of damage. So the main strategy going second, access to these. If you don't have access to these, then you start going to a grind game. But Gem Knights are primarily going first. I know, of course, the 2 bricks. Gem Knights are primarily going second deck, so we had to play some going first spice. Pachycephalo, 1 copy. For the summon lock, we have a board where you can make Abramax, have an Omni Negate, and still play with Pachycephalo. We'll get to that later though. 1 talents, 1 foolish. Decided to cut the called by in the cross out. Cross out is way situational. Less and less people are playing the hand traps that I run. And droll doesn't. I don't care about droll. Low impact hand traps don't really do much unless they're in big number, and even then, I can still put something on board. And you know, called by, it's just not as. I'd rather see another gas card than see called by, like, to be honest with you. So I chose to cut it and have more consistency and have more gas cards. But yeah, these two, 1 card starter without normal summon is pretty self-explanatory. Triple tactics, pretty self-explanatory as well. It's gas, it's info, it's a snatch steal, it's everything. Hand traps, 3 ghost spell, 3 droll, 3 ghost ogre, 3 ash, and 3 droplets. We play the 3 ghost spell because that just stops any recursion plays. I literally ghost ogred actually not ghost ogred, I ghost spelled a called by the grave, and that low key won me a game. Because I think I asked it was either ash or droll that I stopped someone from searching, and they were like called by, and I was like ghost spell. No one expects that. But yeah, ghost ogre. These are all anti-Raziel cards. This is like anti-Ritsurugi, anti-anything recursion. This is a board breaker. Usually I had it in the side deck, if you remember in the last list. I think I chose this over Imperm. For draw phase shenanigans, for 1. I don't want to have my shit shut off if I'm going against a mirror match, I have a token. 2, this is just easier for OTKs. This has attacks and shit, so it makes it easier to, you know, get over stuff. And I can hit multiple targets and dodge stuff with it. It just has more utility than Imperm. If you don't have the droplets, please run the Imperm. But yeah, this is, you know, just a utility. Nothing much. That's the hand trap lineup, 15 hand traps. Because we surely want to interrupt. We want them to build half boards. We want them to have something on board so we can, like, of course, like, pretend to play before they, you know, bail up the interruptions and stuff. But you know what I mean. For your extra deck, ORCUST package 1, 2, 3, 4 in the king, and then the honorary ORCUST card IP. We cut the barricade because I played the deck for a long time. I played ORCUST for a long time, and the Gem Knights, they don't really use barricade anyway. But I never found myself using barricade. If I ever need to pick something from my hand, I always just end up using this. It's just more utility. I don't think you need barricade anymore because you have Gala. And even if you don't have access to this, you have Nephirim. Like, you have ways to get stuff out of your hand. Like, you have multiple normal summons, you have Nephirim, you have Gala AI. You don't need the barricade. The 1 Gallon Granite for obviously for the Pachycephalo and the Avamax. Avamax for the end board. You either end on this or ding. I'm not ding. You either end on this, ding, in the just to protect it. If you can get Gallon Granite to search the Pachycephalo, you just normal summon it and then you sit on something that protects it. That's for the ORCUST package. 1 Phantom Quartz and a much bigger Gem Knight package. The reason why we upped the Gem Knight package is because I realized in my last list that if I went second, if I went game 1, if I went second, I was at a huge disadvantage because my Gem Knight engine wasn't complete. So I had to prep to go second and go in second deck. It didn't really make any sense. So I decided that I would take out some of my links inside them, especially the ally code package, because that's a strictly going first engine, and put these in. These are not only going first engine, but they're a turn 3 engine, because they can, as long as I have access to 1 copy of Nephirim or 1 copy Dispersion or any of my searchers, turn 3 is just game over. They have basically 1 turn to kill me because I already get so much gas off of both engines going first. So if I just get more, then I'm all golden. If they break my board, then okay, I break their board back. Because going turn 3, no one really sets up that many negates. Like, okay, you can kind of set stuff up, but like, I think the goal for going first is to prevent them from like playing, obviously. But you obviously want to get to turn 3 in this deck at least. Yeah, you kind of want to stop them from killing you and cripple their deck as much as they can. Like, stop the search options. That's what I like to do, at least. So that then you use, the next turn, you use the card that you already have that you save from turn 1 to indicate them. That's kind of how I run it. That's what the ORCUST engine's for, because it has so much recursion. But yeah, that's the Gemini engine. It's the main, and now we get to the meat and potatoes in the side deck. We have the links. Let me move these out the way. The links, it's just at the side, especially SP. I found myself siding SP because, yeah, sure, she's good at breaking boards, but like going first, I would rather go into anything else but SP, and I don't really use IP all that often in my end boards. So she just, didn't really have much utility. And plus she's a target in Banish. Not good against Malice for 1. And 2, it's like a target, dude, that is so telegraphed. But she can't banish herself, and that one just gets rid of something for the meantime. So, it's good for breaking boards, but not really for going first. So I decided to keep her in, side. These two decide to side out for Gemini stuff. I'm already making a strong enough board going first, like 2 Omni Negates, a Snatch Steal, a non-target send, and potentially a or the non-target send or a summon lock. I end up with a lot of follow-up. Like, I already get like a lot of gas, so I need to use all my gas that turn to make an extra negate with a protection. But like in some cases, if I'm going against a deck that targets a lot, or like has to target stuff, like I'll keep that in. Like I'll have that in there. Just a deck if I know they play Imperm, protect code. Yeah, so and the Egg Mistress package is still pretty good, but I'm just not gonna run into the main. I love this package, but for the going second cards, we got 3 Storm and 3 Storm. 3 Lancia for the Malice matchup, and for the Mirror, 3 Nib for the Malice matchup. But yeah, these are the going second, and then instant win card. This card wins against most decks. You put this down on your end board, especially with a summon lock, dude. Oh my god. Like, most decks can't play through this and the summon lock. Like, you basically just like you win on the spot, essentially. Every time I've used this card, I have won. So I'm not really, even if I had like 1 Omnigate, this card is just too good. The Nib is just obviously utility. No one's prepared for Nib right now. So that's the deck. Went 4-1, 5 rounds. So I'll do a little test hand to show you kind of what the deck's looking like right now. This is how you kind of play it going first. Even with the Gem Knight stuff, it doesn't really matter if you go first or second. With this current version, if you're going second, you side out some of the ORCUST cards. You're going first, you side up the Gem Knight cards in your extra deck. So you can kind of mode change. One of my games, I was playing against this Blue Eyes player, and it was a game 3, and he played against ORCUST for like the last game, so he sided in for going first, and then I was like, I'm gonna go second, and then he was just like, wait, what? I mean, he sided in for going second, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go second, and he was like, are you sure? I was like, yeah, I'm sure. I won that game. He like opened Lightning Storm turn 1, and then I just OTK'd him. It was too much damage. Opened up a Nephilim and a Gear Suit. Like, I'm about to open up right now. Ash, you droplets. Okay, this is a good hand. So this is kind of a hand where I use the summon lock for. So we're gonna activate Dispersion. Dispersion is going to search the Nephirim. You're gonna normal summon the Nephirim effect. You're going to search the Hollow Core. Affect the Hollow Core to send this gap, the Gemini Fusion for cost. Summon himself. You kind of have a core tier. I don't really know what you do in this situation with a core, so I'm just keep it. Gonna link to into Phantom Quartz. Phantom Quartz effect is gonna add another branded fusion. And then we're gonna activate branded fusion to send the other Nephirim. Actually, you know what? You don't really need to send Nephirim here, I'm realizing, but I'm gonna still send, yeah, I'm gonna send Nephirim. And then, oh, I have the quartz in my hand. I'll send Topaz to summon Seraphinite. Now normally you just, oh yeah, you do kind of need to send that because you want to use this other effect to summon herself. Effect, we'll pitch droplets. Oh, actually, we'll pitch droplets. No, actually, Ghost Ogre is actually going to be less valuable here because what we're about to do, summon. Effect, gonna normal summon her, not using Seraphinite, we're going to use this one's effect. Gonna overlay into the Gallant Granite. Use Gallant Granite to search for the Pachycephalo. Where's Pachycephalo? Search for the Pachycephalo. See, now you need to make IP, but you don't have enough. So we're gonna use you. Actually, utility, I always make sure to get back the Gemini Fusion. Because, you know, you never know when you might need it. Effect, pay 1,000. Be wary of that. Shuffle those two back. And then we get Rose Diamond. But we're going to use her as link material into IP Masquerena. And then we use you two as link material into Avermax. Reason why we do that is because this Avermax is now untargetable and cannot be destroyed by artifacts. And they can only attack the Avermax. And he basically can't be destroyed by battle with a special summon monster. So, and then Pachycephalo. So, yeah, we get Tri cards in hand. A summon lock, a non-negate, and Avermax off on one card. So you would set the droplets here, and then I would send the Gemini Fusion. So you have non-negate. You can do one more. That's pretty straightforward. There are a lot of combos you can do with this deck. There's like so many you can learn. Because you're essentially learning two different decks because you're playing the full engine for both. Well, the meat and potatoes of both, really. But you're not playing the Rose cards, and you're also not playing Nightmare Wand and Brass Bombard, I guess. We'll do one more test hand. Ghost Ogre, Dispersion, Ghost Spell, another Ghost Spell. Yeah, this is just another one card combo, so I'm gonna actually shuffle this time. You always draw into your Gemini stuff, no matter what. That's why I had to make sure I had a strong going first option. Or at least a decent one that gets rid of most decks. Alright. Then we're gonna draw ORCUST cards this time, I guarantee you. Yes, ORCUST cards. So this hand's interesting because you have Brilliant in turn 1. And you have Tactics because, I mean, if you get interrupted, so, oh well. So actually here, what I would do first is Brilliant to send Hollow Core, and Nephilim. Actually, do I want to? Yeah, I want to send those two. Did I? Alright, so we're gonna summon Seraphinite with 0 attack and defense. Effective Nephilim, we're gonna send Harp, special summon herself, and her effect is gonna activate. To search, all Topaz is in there. To search for Dispersion. Activate Dispersion to search for Gem Armadillo. Activate her effect to normal. We're going to activate his effect to search for another Hollow Core. Going to use that Hollow Core to send Gem Knight Fusion, special summon himself. Keep in mind your net negate is now live on summon 4. So Nib doesn't really do anything to this deck if you couldn't tell. We're gonna link 2 into Phantom Quartz. Phantom Quartz effect is going to search for the Dispersion. Loki here, Brilliant Fusion here is a lot of gas. If that gets ashed, you just go regular combo, and you have 2 hand traps. Oh, let's keep our hand in frame actually. So 4 cards in hand. We're gonna use the Dispersion, send Quartz, and send Nephilim. Actually, is there another Nephilim in this grave? No. Okay. There's another Nephilim. I would have just sent extra deck monster to summon Lady Rose Diamond. And then we'll use Quartz to add back a Nephilim, so that means we have OTK next turn. We definitely have OTK next turn. We're not going to use the Summon Lock here because that's cheesy. We're going to banish to add back the Gem Knight Fusion. We could do Summon Lock, but I'm not. What do I want to do here? It's a very good question. I'm gonna just use it. No, I'm gonna keep that for next turn. So we're gonna use Harp to summon Girsu. I'm low-key bloated my my link zones here. And this is supposed to be right there. Yeah, let's say that's how that's supposed to be. Effect to send. Yeah, okay, I need to make more space. Let me zoom out a little bit so you can see the whole board. Okay. Effect of you to send the symbol skeleton. And then we link you off into Gala AI. Effect of Gala to send the Gem Knight Fusion to search for Babel. Get so much gas with this. You see, this would be a good board to have the the ally code, but it doesn't really matter. Going to Gala, summon back by banishing you to summon you. Effect Gala target shuffle back gets the crescendo, so we're now sitting on 2 negates. We got options. We're locked in the darks though, so I'm gonna try to just keep it play it safe. Yeah, I'm just gonna try to play it safe. We're gonna link using you. Actually, we're gonna make Enlo use her so she's just not sitting on the board for free damage. Finish, summon you. So now just regular ORCUST combo. We make Ding takes here, if we're doing the full board and the combo guide, I'll probably make it at some point, but you would probably just normal summon and you would just have, instead of this, you would probably just have the Pachycephalo. You would just normal summon her, and then you would just normal summon the Pachycephalo and stay on this board. So he's protected, have an Omni Negate, 2 Omni Negates actually. So that's normally what you would do, but here we're gonna link you 2 away into IP Masquerena. And then you activate the Babel. So here you have follow-up, 2 hand traps, tactics, 2 Omni Negates, and then just you have an extra Omni Negate on your ORCUST board, basically. And an extra monster. And this is an infinite pop as long as you have Gem Knights in the grave. I didn't read that card correctly the first time. It's like not a once per turn. And you end off with 4 cards in hand with guaranteed follow-up. 1 is 3 are unknown, so these 3 are blanks, but this is known. Pretty good if I do say so myself. And you can always just add this back if you want. So that way you have 2 guaranteed follow-ups. And you kind of don't need to keep it there because you have her engraved to banish anything, or like you can use the steal after you get symbol. Or if you just don't like a card in your hand, you can shuffle it back. But yeah, you got options. But yeah, that's the deck. Hope you enjoyed. More Gem ORCUST stuff coming in the future. This is kind of my favorite deck right now because of its versatility. And, you know, I like winning with this deck. I'll get the undefeated title marker. I'll get the clickbaity undefeated title soon enough, don't worry. Peace.